And I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second anniversary of Daytime Today. And yes, we are live tonight. I'm James Lott Jr. I am here with one of the folks who literally would not be here if she hadn't thought of the other alliterations of the show back at AfterBuzz TV. And so she obviously had to bring her back to talk to her about that, and that's Miss Tami Goveia. Hello, Miss Tami.
Hello, Mr. James Lott Jr.
Yes, and of course, one of the hosts of the middle iteration of the show. It's Miss, and she is Daytime Today because she just knows everything about Daytime on social media. Miss Candace Mack.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Normally, do this during the daytime, literally. We're doing it at night because this is how this works, and I wanted both of them here, obviously. And I'm just gonna have little church announcements. Of course, it's Daytime Today. It's on all social media platforms at Daytime Today. The show is on every single streaming service platform at Daytime Today, and it's on the YouTube channel JLJ Media. So while you are here, hit that subscribe button, please. Make me happy and just do it. I don't have to come find you and find where you live. Just press the button. Just do it. Also hit the bell. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. YouTube just does whatever the F it wants. But hit the bell anyway because you might still get notified when I come on live. So check that out anyway. And support the channel. I have all kinds of shows, especially our sub shows every Sunday. This Sunday, the sub block is back. And I'm black. We're back together this Sunday at our normal times for One Army Spotlight, One Beautiful Me Spotlight, and GH Me Spotlight. Just want to tell you, I have a mini One Army Spotlight that came out today because it came out of another interview I did. His name was Brett Chapin. He played a dead guy on General Hospital last year.
That's awesome.
And as we were talking, he goes, I have a story about Eric Braeden. What? There's about Eric Braeden. And so go check out that very little Y&R mini spotlight of him telling a story about how Eric Braeden spoke at his high school graduation years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's very crazy. So you're gonna say there's a Y&R spotlight. It came out of nowhere. It was at the end of the interview. I pressed record one more time and said, now tell me the story. So it's a fun story. Check that out. But I interviewed him for Extra Connections, and so you can check that out. Something separate. And I also talked to Zuleika Silver. It was a 15-minute last-minute thing they gave me, and she plays Audra Charles on Y&R. She's very lovely, super smart, and has a big future ahead of her. Trust me, this chick is not playing. And so follow that one, and that's a One Ring Spotlight here. And I want to tell Tami that I asked my contact, Matt Kane, who we love very much, to give me a big star before the end of the year for the three of us to talk to. I said, I want to go out with a bang this year. With a big star for our show. So he said, yes. We haven't figured out who it is yet. But I'm trying to figure out who have we not talked to yet on the show. It's a big star.
I think I know who.
So we're going to see. So stay tuned for that. And also send out messages to Eva about Bold and Beautiful, same thing. I want to talk to somebody big before we end the year. And so just check out our soap block on Sundays where we're a little crazy.
A little
crazy. They say we're animated, Tami. That's what they say.
Oh, that's such a polite way of putting it.
Yes, they say we're animated. Well, a week before last, it was Tami and Amanda who were animated.
and I watched.
They loved it. They loved it. All right. So, and then of course, every morning I do JLJ This Morning live. Every morning, talking about all the crap about usually about food and sex that I'm not getting. And we have a good time every morning around 9:30. So make sure you check that out too. We have a great group that comes in, and we have a good time. And sometimes ideas are born out of that show, Candace Mack, all the time. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get me to do a food show now. I'm like,
a lot of food with James Lott Jr. coming soon to JLJ Media.
Oh, no.
23. Telling you.
I post my food videos. They get huge hits. I'm like, I just post the food. I don't want to talk about it. That's all this.
We have different people come on and talk about food. Like Tami can talk to us about her favorite meal, including the hash brown.
The hash brown. That's so funny. The hash brown.
You know, we can share recipes, especially with holidays coming up. I'm just, just throwing out ideas.
I have no Rachel Ray. Okay, everybody. I see people in the chat room. JH Fan, Tami Goveia, just kidding. Annie Goen. This Chemo Beauty. Hello, DC is in here. Okay, hi, DC Sanctuary. How you guys are in here? I'm going to get started. So we're celebrating my dashiki I got from an African store here in the hood in Los Angeles, here in Lamert Park, which is an area of Los Angeles that celebrates African American culture. So if you want one, tell me, girl. I'll get you one. You know, I love it. I got a couple of them. So I'm always trying to represent it once in a while, you know. So thank you. But first, before we talk Team Machine, before we talk about all that kind of stuff, we're going to talk about the show first, because the show started before 2 years ago at AfterBuzz TV as another name with two different hosts. So now I'm going to Tami to explain to us a little bit of that history, if you may, Miss Tami Goveia.
Yeah. So clearly I am a daytime fan, and AfterBuzz was really open to more daytime shows. And so I'd always loved the idea of a new show, because AfterBuzz really didn't have a lot of that kind of content. And it was content that they wanted to do, but it was a really tough genre to create a show there, because they wanted ideally 5 days a week situation, which it should be. The new show should be 5 days a week, and couldn't commit to that. Obviously, had a job, whatever. So we did it once a week, and you know, we didn't do recaps. We did, you know, news spots on all the shows as well, which I loved, because we got to promote the actors in particular. Mm-hmm. That's the whole reason I wanted to do that, because I really wanted to focus on the talent and promote whatever they were doing outside of daytime, because they're always doing amazing stuff. If they're doing philanthropic work, if they're, you know, doing other gigs in film or TV, you know, they're hustlers. These people are the hardest working people in the entertainment industry. And so, yeah, we did it for a little while. I had a great co-host, Chelsea, and enjoyed the run while it lasted.
So let me bring it down for you guys. So Tami brings this great show to the network. You know, I bring it all down. I'll just translate for her. Brings this great show to the network. They don't pay us, so she couldn't like quit her job and do it 5 days we get paid. So I did it once a week. They did it, her and Chelsea O'Rocker, and then they canceled the show. So they canceled it, and so but then AfterBuzz TV canceled itself. Like some later. Best way I can put it. I mean, they went on hiatus. They're still on hiatus 3 years later. But we liked the concept. The whole concept was kind of like, okay, it was also what I liked about it, Tami Goveia, that it was another night of the week that was like soapy thing, not just Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's something that I've been pushing for a long time. It was like to have something during the week. I had tried a few things and they fucked it up. I'm going to sugarcoat it. So I took it back to my own network, which actually worked out later in the long run. It's funny how things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you envision stuff. Doesn't quite happen the way envisioned. You have somebody in your house, Candace? What's going on?
No, that's my neighborhood. See, that's what I'm about to put. Live from my neighborhood.
Like, in your house? What's going on? I'm like, you got a man in your house? What's going on, girl? But yes, Annie said I love to have a show. And I mean, it had a little bit of an audience. It had a little audience, and is that the show? Oh my God, Tami, is that the show where you went to Ben Hart? You went to that thing, and it was and she fawned over Don Diamont.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you go inside. I love that.
It was great. You know, I reached out to Dom initially.
Yes.
And you know, for the Ben Hart opening.
Yes.
And you know, he talked to Eva about it and made sure it was kosher and got it all approved. I was so nervous because you know I'd never met Dom or Catherine, Kelly as everyone calls her, and didn't know what to expect. And so so it was great.
That was this show. I thought it was this show. And that, I mean, you and Don Diamont were just, I can tell you being mad, we keep teasing you all the time. But we totally get it. We totally get it.
Well, thank you. And now you totally get it since there's Emmys.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get
right?
it.
Imagine having him to yourself for 6 minutes.
Oh, that's all I need, girl. Just give me 6 minutes with Don Diamont. I'll be just fine. Also, you have to find out how great Dom and Captain Kelly Lang are. And now we know them, and they're totally the sweetest and just funny and hilarious to each other. And could be nicer. Could even nicer. And they do our show.
Great to promote the store, to promote their endeavor and how passionate they are about Ben and you know his background. And I just love promoting daytime talent and what they're doing outside of daytime.
Tami would be perfect to play the sister of Bill Spencer. Okay, that is hilarious.
I don't know. That might be a little incestuous. I don't know.
It's beautiful. It's bold and beautiful. I mean,
that's true. It's bold and beautiful. It's bold and beautiful. But first, I'm trying to get me on the show first. I was promised. Then we can get Tami on the show. Casey, if you're watching. So that show had a run over there, and then it was a nighttime show. Had a run over there, but she is right. Her vision really was to have a daily show, and I think AfterBuzz was up for it. They were up for it, right?
Totally they were up for it. Yeah,
up for it, but you couldn't. Couldn't. Nobody could. Everybody had jobs. They couldn't do it. That's the only job I would have to see. They didn't pay. So that's the only problem. Couldn't do that. So when Tami, we came over here, and we were doing other shows and stuff. She said she should bring it over here. That's what we talked about it. And I was like, I love it. I was like, sure, but I love the idea of having something for daytime. I'm always open for stuff. Now, I'm gonna take us a little tea, folks. Shh, come closer. I got little ears. Can't we see them? So I got big mouth and little ears. How weird is that, right? So here's the deal, kids. She wanted to bring it over here. Now the show canceled. It's canceled. It's dead over there. It's canceled. Now that's what TV is still running on fumes. They're still running. And so we heard through the grapevine we could use the same name. Because what was it called over there, Tami?
What was it called?
Oh my God.
Called Soap Opera News.
It was called Soap Opera Weekly.
Soap News Weekly.
Soap News
yeah.
Weekly. What was it?
I knew it was something.
It's so traumatic. I like blocked it out.
Oh my God.
I was heartbroken. When that show got canceled, I was heartbroken.
Well,
I'd never produced anything before.
That's why it was your first production.
It was like a little baby for me. And so when it ended, I was just like, so yeah.
They were mean to your co-star too. I had heard. So that's what I'll spill it to you. They're not anywhere. I heard they were mean to her also, which is not good thing either. That's not nice. But we wanted to bring it here, and we were told we could use the name. Allegedly from whoever was in charge of whatever version, doesn't say allegedly or whatever was in charge. They never spoke to us directly. We heard through our people. So sometimes that's a winner. You go, okay, what kind of name should we come up with then? And we still were committed to the show, and she brought on Candace. So now I want to talk about this part. You both can speak on this. How'd you guys come together? How did this whole thing for the fans out there?
Well, I knew Tami, of course, from AfterBuzz. I mean, like, come on, who didn't know Tami, right? Okay. And I would say I would stalk, but that's not true. No, we just knew each other through social media and through James. And I think Tami, you and James talked, and next thing I know, I get a message saying, hey, do you want to come aboard this crazy ship? And of course, you guys know me. I love talking about daytime. How can I say no? How could I say no? Look at these faces. Seriously.
Yeah.
Really, there wasn't any other person.
They pulled me in, you guys. It was like a cult.
What?
I said, you guys pulled me in. It was like a cult.
Pulled you in, yes. We pulled you in. Because we were saying, we knew Tami couldn't do it all by herself, obviously. That's ridiculous. We said we should bring somebody else with you, but I'm like, and I know for sure, I'm thinking Candace obviously is somebody. Because now we didn't have Amanda yet on our network. She wasn't really on our network yet. There wasn't anybody else to fill that slot. So it was like, okay, well, we'll recruit Candace. And you guys started talking and brainstorming. We had a meeting, at meetings. And I can't remember I can't remember to this day, which one of us came over to daytime today. I can't remember.
I think it was-
Yeah, I can't remember. Well, Divine Intervention. The name Detective Today came up, which I love that name. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
But Tami came with the original logo. She had original logo, intro. You did a lot of stuff there. So I mean, you worked with, and who'd you work with? Somebody you should give them a shout out because it's the history. So let's give them a shout out.
Oh, Elena, who I worked with, previously, and knew that, that's what she does. She does logos and branding and stuff like that. So she was the first person that I thought of when I needed a logo. And so she gave me all these options, and yeah, she was great.
Yeah, she did a good job. That cute little song and everything. It was cute. And we had it together, and then we brought it here. And there's some real high rated episodes from you guys that are on in my charts. Like there's some that did a lot of views. Some hit later, which was kind of fun, which was interesting also. But they did that. You guys had your run, and then it became harder because people have jobs, and it really was this thing where we tried different things on scheduling and we did really try to kind of work it out. So several days a week, something's coming out. It really went back to your thing, Tami. It almost went back to it needs to be somebody every day.
A format or a concept will tell you what it needs. And you can try to fit the square peg into the round hole. And it's like, no, it needs this. And once you took it, James, and did it on a daily basis, that's, of course.
Yeah. That was kind of ironic. That's what I didn't even think about it until later. I go, that's how Tami wanted it in the first place. Like, I started doing it because news would happen. See, I'm fortunate. This is my job. So, and my other jobs are flexible enough that I can be on here whenever I want to. So I saw what Tami meant, because something would hit, some news would hit at noon. So say, for example, I get on at 1 because chances are I'm home. I get on at 1 and then take advantage of that news. Or something happens, or several things happen that morning. I come on that afternoon, take advantage, and I'm seeing numbers I had never thought I'd ever see in my life. But I mean, in thousands. I mean, I think one of the Jason things from GH is that 6,000. They're just exploding. I mean, these numbers are crazy.
That's part of the news, breaking stories and being able to air and engage with the audience about what's just happened. That's part of the excitement of the whole news journalism industry. You can't shoot that industry, so
real-time reaction. That's what I always said, was like real-time reaction. When it happens, you don't want to wait like 10 hours later after the reactions, wear off. You want it right then and there. Case in point was, what was it, last week about the whole Valentina Anna thing.
Oh yeah. I called Candace and Candace, I'm sending you the Zoom link.
I was like, I'm here. Let's talk. So I definitely enjoyed, again, Tami, your vision. What I definitely saw it and I understood it. And like you said, real life happens.
Yeah. It found where it needed to be. So where it needs to be.
Yeah, it did. And I just want to ask, so folks, for a second, I know somebody has some questions to Tami, and then we'll get there. But I do want to ask Tami, actually, because we already expressed our opinions about the Vanna sex scene. We've heard from everybody else in the world. We have not heard from Tami Goveia what she thinks about that suggestive sex scene.
I was all, show me more leg, show me more thigh. They're talking to each other and she's picking at the hair on his chest. And I'm all, this is what almost 30 years of friendship can look like. That kind of intimacy that the characters had, that kind of comfort level, is because of their friendship for over 30 years. There is a trust, there's an ease, there's effortless humor in the scenes. I was like, give me more, please.
But it seemed that folks there were 2 points. I love how you just said that, actually, because I kept saying to 2 mature adults who were building towards this for a long time. How many years, Candace?
4.
You said 4. So we've been building this for a long time. Plus, you said like their whole back in the day. The 2 scenes were one where she said, "We can take it slow next time," and I
cried because it's so real. It's like, no, I appreciate gentleman-like you would like to be, but no, we've been waiting way too long for this, so shut up. Let's get to it.
Thank you, Tami. Thank you. I said the same thing.
And of course, his placement of his 1 point.
You got out of there.
You kind of
placement of what?
His head.
Oh yes.
At 1 point. Again, I just thought these are 2 mature adults. You're okay with killings and raping and all sort of stuff we see on daytime TV, but a suggestion of love in the afternoon.
Right? Remember that love in the afternoon?
I did. I miss. I kept saying I miss it.
Oh my
that
God.
was the first sex scene we've seen on GH, like choreographed, real sex scene in almost a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I remember on GH. You're right. I don't remember. When was the last good? I don't know.
Not either. I kept laughing on Bold and the Beautiful. I'm like, you want to talk suggestive? The birth of Hayes in that tub between Tanner. I was going Tanner and Jackie. Well, they were the actors.
They're the actors.
I couldn't watch that. I'm serious. It made me squeamish. This is not enjoyable to watch. I get it. If I was ever going to have a child, that would probably be a really cool way of doing it, but I don't want to watch that.
Oh my God.
It was like a dance. It was, artsy.
It's get away from me. Stop touching me. Stop. I don't understand. No.
God.
No.
That's how. Oh my God. There were more moans in that one and nakedness in that
one. It was very sexual.
It was.
It was very sexual, but to me, it was unrealistic. I'm in pain. This is not good.
Well, they were supposed to take your mind off of being in pain.
It did it.
There you go.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yes. Yeah, the last sex scene was Esme and Nicholas, but it wasn't good. But again, it was.
I'm sorry. What?
I was too pissed off to enjoy that.
I blocked my eyes. I
was too livid. No, this is just.
I have amnesia. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, also Willow and Maiko.
Again, chose not to see amnesia. I don't remember that really happened.
Yeah, right. But again, they weren't that. They weren't that choreographed, and like what Terry said, they didn't have the touches that she just said.
Yeah,
it was very much. It was quick, fast, and hurry.
Yeah,
scenes cut away. It wasn't the same. It wasn't. The Anna. I think folks are just in shock. They didn't see that in a long time. And folks are just shocked. 4 years, yes. They said they just didn't. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll get a brain, you like cold. When you drink something, oh my God! It just shocks you for a second and makes you disoriented. I think that's what it was. I don't think the sex scene was that bad. I don't think it was that suggestive. I don't think it was that bad. I just really don't.
I mean, because if you compare it to Days of Our Lives, what they did.
That's what I was thinking. The scenes with Finn were always especially the first time, it was oh my God, the undulate.
Well, Tami, now we had the threesome.
Yes.
When was the last time you watched Days? We had.
Oh, I saw a picture, but I haven't. No, I don't know.
Okay, you need to see that. And whenever you somehow, some way, if James, you guys can talk about it, I need to hear your reaction to the threesome, because it is causing much social media waves. It was in People magazine.
Yep.
It was in USA Today. Our local news talked about it. It was one of the top 3 stories. I'm like,
first of all, I was like, this USA Today still? That's number one. But number two, I don't think the other paper. No. And then number two, it is the first threesome on daytime. They've never had a threesome on daytime.
Who is it with?
It's Allie, and Chanel.
Yep.
Allie, Chanel, and who?
Alex.
Kyriakis, Ben, ex-Ben. Yeah.
Yep.
Terry's like,
John Wilson did it again, folks. He did it again on the online streaming. So,
I got those vibes from day one. For when he started flirting with Chanel at the square,
yes.
right? And then Allie shows up and he's like, you two want to go out? And Chanel's like, sure, let's go. And Allie's all like, I don't know about this. So from the very beginning, they were setting that up. OMG.
And keep in mind, Tammy, this was allegedly supposed to be, before the thing, this was going to be on regular NBC.
So okay,
Tammy, we've broken Tammy. She's broken.
So did they film this for Peacock? No,
this was for NBC. The Peacock stuff doesn't happen until January, February.
NBC approved that?
NBC, boom, boom, boom. Oh,
I find that really hard to believe.
If this was on regular NBC, if this, going over to Peacock never happened. Oh, you already know.
Oh my!
People be like, "Hi, FCC. Hi, this is Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives. What is going on here? I could take the double possession, but what is this? What is this?" And trust me, actually, people have been calling the Days of Our Lives number and saying all that.
Back in the day, during the 30s, there was the Hays Commission for film, where they, the censorship committee was brought in. That's why pre-code Hollywood is so brilliant, because especially for women, you've got these fiercely strong sexual women in film. And then Will Hays came in and, the moral hammer came down on things. And that's kind of the way it's been forever in television. So this is huge. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, Judy Evans, she posted yesterday, was like, I don't think that's Days' really first threesome. And she put a picture of Mickey, Maggie, and her, and when they had that little dream sequence and whatnot. And
that was the picture I saw. So that's what I thought you guys were talking about. I'm like, hey. Oh my God. And I can't stop thinking about it now.
They went there. And today's episode, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I subscribe to Peacock, so.
You need to subscribe to Peacock. It's home to not only Days of Our Lives, but also the Bay, the series, and also some wonderful other content on Peacock. I was not paid to say anything.
So it's like the threesome on Vampire Diaries better. That's so funny. I don't even watch that show.
That was a hot show.
That was
sexy. I love that show.
It's funny because when the Vanna stuff came out, you have this going on right now. There were some folks talking about Jarlena and their sexual nature, which I was like, have you watched the last 30 years? They've
hello. That's just of who they are. Always.
And I one reason why I left Twitter. I got offended when people were like, but it's too old. I'm like, okay, don't start the old shit, because I'm like, don't even start that. But they've always been sexual. I mean, the John Molly have always been that way. Like they're always touchy-feely and all this all the time. He fed her strawberry. Like, okay.
They had sex in the boardroom.
Right. Hello. They've always done stuff. So I think right now the whole sex thing is like just throwing people off. Like I think we haven't had it in so long on TV because of the whole COVID situation. I think now it's kind of right. It's people are just still.
Right. That's a good point.
I understand. I always say there are things that like if you haven't walked in a long time, like down a block, it hurts at first sometimes, and you can't talk about it. You used to walk all the time, so you didn't think much about it. But now, like, that's a long block, and it really isn't a long block. It's more, but it's like I just feel like there's things like that.
Stamina.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you just kind of but if it was pre-pandemic, we probably saw this stuff a lot earlier, a lot sooner, more frequently. But once the pandemic hit, there was no love in the afternoon. Not really, not the way we remember it. It wasn't. It was cutaways and blow-up dolls and mannequins. We didn't have that stuff. So I think it's really interesting that these issues are coming out. And look, show, I'm able to talk about these issues like that. When the whole Jason stuff, when Steve Burton left, it was some of the highest rate episodes of the show.
Well, that's the beauty too. When something like that hits as a showrunner type of thing, it's like, oh yes, this is gold. This is gold.
Oh, side note. If you hadn't heard this already, we found out today, they found them. James Lastovic and his girlfriend were found.
That's
they were
good.
lost for 2 days. When I got the news this morning, I was like, we know him because he actually, my last day, he was the guest of Dish and Day. It was like, I know who James is. And I know it's a weird story. They went hiking, got lost for 2 days. And
That's so weird.
Yeah.
they got found. Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, his mom was posting stuff about real estate as well. Might be more to the story on that.
Well, either way, I'm glad that him and his girlfriend are found. And they
Yeah.
Too.
Speaking of that, this is not daytime related, but I got to mention because for me, it was Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. It was Murder, She Wrote. It was all kinds of stuff. And that's Angela Lansbury, a legend who has never won an Emmy. She was nominated like 2,000 times. She was a Susan Lucci of the evening set and never got it for Murder, She Wrote.
Wow, 12 years and number one. That's crazy.
Number one. But Bed Knobs and Broomsticks was my little movie as a kid. And I was like, and Tony, she just was amazing.
Yeah.
She would have been 97 in a few days, but she made it to 96.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to her next journey in the world, which is up there in the spirits, entertaining.
Do you guys know Art LeBeau?
Yeah, I was going to mention him too. I was going to mention he's in LA.
97.
97. I think if you're outside of Southern California, you wouldn't know who he is, but
maybe not.
for us in LA, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then you had Ann Floyd, who played Nancy on Edge of Night. She passed away today.
Yes.
I'm like, first, Angela, when I saw that about Angela, I was like, I got to go home. I said, I'm done. Thank you. Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, but I mean, they live full lives. You know, they live full lives. They really did.
Yeah.
In their 90s.
You don't want them to ever leave. I think that because Angela is such a part of all of our lives, whether it's like James said about I can't even now think of the name now. Broomsticks, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, Murder, She Wrote, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Hello. I mean, a legend.
Thank you, Sherry, for the $10 super chat.
Sherry, thank you.
It helps the company, so thank you very much. I put it back into the company, so thank you. Happy anniversary, yes. But yes, I mean, just it's our greats are they're going. They're getting of a certain age, they're going, and so we got to give them their flowers. Also, on 10th floor GH this Saturday, they got Vincent Irizarry to come on their show.
That's great.
All My Children's show on Saturday. Dr. David Hayward. Awesome. Hayward. He will be on there. So very excited for them. He had Matt texted me, and I know Vincent, but this time it wasn't my doing. Vincent contacted them. They worked it all out, and he'll be on there talking about being David, who we also want on the show. Everybody wants David on the show, or wants him as David on the show.
Yeah.
But their thing, I forgot what time. You remember, Candace, what time their show is?
I want to say 1.
I was going to say 1 o'clock. I think it's 1.
It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward to because he's a great interview. He's a great interview, and he's a daytime legend too.
Yes, he is.
Who has his Emmy also, but that's this weekend. So I'm just happy for him that he got. They're going out to our other outlets who are doing their best. There's a lot of soap, and DC is in here because he has his own channel. He talks soaps also. And there's a lot of people who are out there talking. There's soap operas. You have plenty of choices to choose. Thank you for choosing JLJ Media, of course, as part of your choices. We appreciate it. Always appreciate it. So, has there been a news story in the last, soap-wise, in the last couple of years that really sticks out for either of you? It sticks out in daytime. I mean, for me, I guess it would be the biggest one for me would be the Steve Burton and Rademacher leaving General Hospital and that whole brouhaha.
Yeah, the circumstances.
Because that was and the mannequins and blow up dolls at Bold when they because seriously, I mean, we do Bold and we had a show during that whole time period. And Bold and Beautiful. So you guys don't know this, folks. Bold and the Beautiful was the first production period in Los Angeles to go back to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
They tested it out. They said we were first, and they literally used props and things to and spout real life spouses, and they did a lot of stuff. anyway, we made fun of it. We were like, okay, that wig is bad, whatever. But we always said between me and Tami, and then when Amanda came on, we always appreciated the effort because we know folks want to get back to work. Yeah. And remember, we had no soaps besides days. There was no soaps for like, what, 4 months?
Right. I was really hoping, I mean, this was one of the things we talked about on Soap News Weekly was the poor ratings of Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
We couldn't understand why they were always the bottom, always number 4. And during the pandemic, we all thought this is it. You know, it's gonna the ratings are gonna go through the roof. It's the only show on, and it never did.
The fact that a 1988 episode of Young and the Restless was beating current Days of Our Lives, that 2006 General Hospital was beating a current Days of Our Lives. And it was just, I remember that too, because I think like you said, Tami, everybody thought Days would automatically go to number 1 during that time.
Time jump was brilliant.
I love the time jump. I love the time jump. I love the time jump.
I did too.
I was 50-50.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't remember Candace. I was at Tami.
The concept or how it was done?
Yeah. How it was done. Because I felt as though there were certain things that you could have just left alone. The whole time when Ben and Will were friends, I was like, really? I was like, he killed him. I don't think time heals all wounds, but I was like, okay, for the, then with the, what was it? Now the baby stuff with Sarah and them, I'm still surprised. I don't think, was Lindsay Godfrey nominated for that? I
can't remember.
Yeah, I need to remember this, but that part, yeah, I was 50-50 with it.
Okay.
Yeah, great idea. I mean, it was good concept, but it was the first time, I mean, I did count Gunlight, but Gunlight was canceled. That episode was canceled. Miss you, Gunlight. But I definitely give Ron and them their props for testing the waters out like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken Clark. Thank you, David, Tracy. Yeah, it's funny because Days has always, every 5 years we joke, there's always a way to save Days. And I said it on this show, I said it on our soap shows, I said it on JLJ This Morning. Days of Our Lives was going to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, literally, it was going to be several different times throughout its career to be canceled. This time it was going to be for permanent. It got saved by Peacock. Corday Productions and Peacock came to an agreement. They did Beyond Salem, and that's what saved the show for now. So you should thank your lucky stars that they do care about your soap opera. They do. They didn't want it to go off the air. They don't want it. They want to keep their jobs. I think one of the other things that shocked me the most in the last few years was Chris Alfonso leaving and not really coming back.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, Homegirl. She booked like 5 movies on Lifetime. I was like, Homegirl was like, and I'm done. So the next shock was when they got her and Bo back for Beyond Salem to kind of finish up that storyline. And my favorite line of 2022, holy shit, it's Megan Hathaway. That's my favorite line of 2022 from Hope Williams-Brady. I'm like, she cussed. She said, holy shit. Or when Sierra said, that's bullshit, Mom. I was like, yes, I loved it. Anyway, when Chris Alfonso said bye, and they didn't give her, there was no ending. It was just like, she was gone. She just left. That was it. I was like, because Chris Alfonso, of course, being my favorite actress of all time, but also she was a big cheerleader of the show for so. I mean, she was a big cheerleader of the show.
Yeah.
She spun shit in the goal. I mean, basically most of the time. Same with Kathleen Kelly Lang. I said to her one time in an interview, I said, "Girl, you spin shit in the gold," and she laughed. But she knew what I was talking about. She looked at me scared. She knew what I was talking about. I don't want her to lose her job. No, but she knew what I was talking about. Like these actors. And so you folks who shit on actors, screw you, because they come in there every day and they do their best. They learn their lines and they do what's on the page. And sometimes they do a little extra, a little ad lib here, a little something there, because again, they like their characters, they love the shows, and they work very hard. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that we have to keep in mind as you're criticizing actors. It's like we have to just remember they're giving what they're given, and they do the best with what they have with it.
I don't know if it was the last couple of years, might have been the year before, but the whole daytime Emmys debacle.
That was
Yeah, I was thinking about that, Tami.
Yeah, and I have a real issue with the daytime Emmys.
Me too.
A real issue with how things are done.
It's very vague. There's things that are vague, and so what Tami's referring to, because I was in the middle of it apparently, was when the digital. There's problems with the regular also.
Yeah.
With the digital part, was a thing about what is considered an episode.
Yeah.
Is it 15 minutes? Is it 9 seconds? So there's all that going on. And when they awarded the Emmy to our friend, Patricia Darbo, who is just like talent beyond talent and one of the sweetest people in the business, and they revoked it from her. Then said, okay, the next person is Shirley Jennifer Bassey, who I'm friends with also. 1 minute you have it, then an hour later, no, sorry, you don't get it either. And she was devastated. I was talking to her. I literally was talking to her on the phone. She was devastated. Then they said, well, the rest of you actors just don't even give somebody. Like, what kind of decision is that?
Yeah.
Yep.
When it's vague. And I had one producer from one side. I had Anthony Anderson on my show, and then Michael Caruso got mad at me and called me, and he was on my. It was a big mess, and I know they're still digging out of it. And the whole process of voter blocking and certain shows. People are like, why do so many people from Young and the Restless always nominated for stuff? I'm like, well, and it's just a lot of stuff that I wish someone. Well, I don't know. You read the whole Emmy stuff, didn't you, Candace? I didn't read.
Yeah, all 60 pages.
She read all 60 pages, Tami. I wish I had the because I kind of was like,
I chopped it up in different days. You guys realize I work with children, so when it's nap time, Miss Candace gets to like, okay, I'm going to do 10, 15. I just highlighted. I did good.
And numbers, I agree with you. This whole just younger actor, where it's men and women competing together, I think there's enough actors and actresses to have nominations.
Yeah, now it is, because back then, and I can see what they were doing because another award show kind of, combined everything. But for the daytime Emmys, they tried to do something that they thought was very politically correct in a sense.
Yeah.
But because the daytime, it's tradition. Come on now. You do have enough. Now, here's the thing. Yes, there's some talent, young talent, that is not going to submit because their parents, especially if they're underage, feels as though it's a popularity contest. They don't need an award to be valued, and I understand that. But they do need to, because I felt bad like the last 2 years. I was like, oh, so much talent. Like,
there's a lot now. Yeah, a lot of younger talent under 25 on these shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think this coming year, the age now is dropped.
Oh.
So it's 20, I think it's 21 going in 2023. I think it's 21 and under. But there's supposed to be a vote to either do 21 and under or 25 and under.
Is there anyone who has never been nominated to be considered for having an Emmy?
Rebecca Herbst, Carla Mosley, Kathy Carol Lane.
Yes. No, but he says who's never been nominated.
Who's never been nominated? Carla Mosley.
Okay, she's one, because Kathy Carol Lane's been nominated. She's never won.
Yeah. Let me see who else.
That's a hard one, because I'm trying to think who's not been nominated.
Yeah.
Because none of them have been nominated at least once, but they just don't get it. I can't think of
Joshua Morrow. Well, no, he's been nominated. Shoot.
He's been nominated. As I'm saying, it's a tough question, Mr. Clark. I think there are a lot of folks who've been nominated.
Kate Linder. Kate hasn't, and when I think she could have been supporting. I'm just putting it out there. No, he was nominated too.
My baby daddy Don. Hasn't Don been nominated?
Yeah. He's just never won.
Again, that's a hard one. He hasn't won. They've been nominated. I can think of anybody who's never been nominated. Kelly Monica's there. I thought she's been nominated. Kelly's been nominated.
Yeah, Kelly Monica was nominated.
She was nominated. Hi, Nathan. She's been nominated. That's a tough question. I know. I think everybody's been nominated. There's folks who've never won.
Lawrence St. Victor hasn't been nominated.
Well, he hasn't.
Nope.
Not even part of the writing. Not even part of the writing staff. No.
He would if this coming year, for next year, yeah. If they get writing.
This last year, he wasn't part of the staff then. When did he come on? Because he was nominated when they were nominated.
Yeah, I don't think he was nominated for this past. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, next year we can say that he'll be as part of the staff.
Yeah. And real quick, the backtrack for me, the biggest thing is that the daytime Emmys came back on television.
Oh, yeah.
I was like the happiest. Anybody who knows me knows that for 7 straight years, I was so fed up with it being online. You guys know how I felt about headline news having the daytime news. Yes. Like seriously. And oh my God, what makes you such a legend? Like, hi, I'm such and such from Vine. Okay, sorry, I had to do that. But I was just glad that it was back on prime time. Because I feel as though to me, daytime needs to be represented, right? The people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all around, they deserve their moment in the spotlight. Not, okay, today James Lott Jr. wins for guest performer, and you just see it on social media. You don't get to see him holding the award. You don't have that yay moment like with another story, Michelle Morgan. That was a big thing too. So I was just really glad, and I'm glad that it's going to be back on CBS next year.
Hi, Jarius. Hi, Cherie. It's nice to see Tami right at nighttime.
I know.
Yes, she's not just in the daytime. Tami does show up at night. She does. She's at night. Don't think about Tami. Most of them, they know you from daytime stuff. I know you from our recordings at night, but like a lot of folks don't know you more past. We used to spike from daytime at nighttime. It's always kind of weird at first. Like I kind of get that. I do. I totally get that actually. My thing, Tami and I have been to the Emmys together several times now. And because I've been only twice. Because I went there in 2018, you were there, and I went there this last year. And then obviously they didn't do it live the last couple of years. And in 2019, I didn't go. So Tami, how many times have you been?
3.
3. So you went 3 times.
Yeah.
And so I tell you, I like being there. There's an excitement. There's just, you see all the other journalists and other content creators. Tami and I had a really good set. This year was really good. I think this year, and I want to tell you also, thank you for really, really watching our daytime Emmy specials here on JLJ Media. Me, Candace, Mack, Jerry Waggett, and Walker. Every year they're hits. They're just these huge hits.
So well.
And they get so many, they get big numbers, and the views were like, what? So thank you so much. We'll do it again next year, of course. We're all still here. We appreciate it. But Tami and I this year, and Tami can back me up on this or disagree, whatever she wants to do. It was a better setup. It was a little more organized. It was indoors, thank you, Jesus, because it was 9,000 degrees outside. And we really had a great spot. We were kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And they had a setup where it was like the picture taking, that was first, then us. And we're all kind of and I have to say, I went to JLJ Media, obviously, so we went to JLJ Media. It let people, I was very pleasantly surprised people know who I am. And they know the brand. And it was like, yeah, James can have whoever he wants. Both times I had that. And so I'm very honored by that, actually, that there's no one out there, and I know Harlan who runs it, right? There's no one out there going, well, not James, not JLJ Media. I work on my reputation all the time. So I'm very happy that Tami and I, if we could get them, there are problems with getting some people because it's just a cluster F sometimes. They show up, they show up, whatever. But Tami, like, I see so-and-so. Like, okay,
well, you're the tall one. So you were able to spot who was coming down the line. And then we'd scramble and
yeah. I saw James when I was doing Full Live. I was like, that's why it was like one part of the video. And I was like, there's James. I know that look. I know the hair. I know that outfit. I was like, yeah, from here, I was like, okay, I see all of you guys on red carpet. Like, okay.
Yeah, it was fun. And Tami and I just really worked really well together. We jerry rigged our camera. We worked it out. And it's like, you do this one, I do this one, you do this one. And it's funny because Tami and I are similar in the fact that there's no ego and like who gets whom. It's like, who will do the best interview? And I was like, You have to do J. Matt Atkinson. You have to do Matthew Atkinson. You have to do Tanner Novlin. You have there's certain ones I'm like, she has to do them. I was like, no. And we caught gold. We caught gold on there. Trust me. I'm always like, and that's what showrunners do. We think bigger than just yourself, because they become like, you have the candle, I'm gonna interview everybody. That's not how it works.
And
like,
come on, at the end of the day, come on, you don't have time to bicker about that shit.
No, you don't.
It's about being there for the talent. It's about being there for the shows and supporting them. And it's like, boom, 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 let's just do it. Wait, great, boom, 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 boom. So yeah.
And Tami was good. I was tired as fuck. She got me up. I'm glad I did go over to the winner's circle. I'm going to tell Tami on camera, she was correct. She was right. Because, Tami, we did between before and after, almost 50 videos are out there right now. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of content, and I'm glad I made some connections too, actually, online, some people. So I'm like, no, Tami, I was like, I'll give Tami credit. Grandpa James was ready to sit down and was done, take his shoes off, take his bra off. But she was like, James should get over there, should try it, and she was right.
We're not done yet, baby boy. Let's go. We're not done yet.
No, she did.
I was like, Tami saying that.
Tami's right. She was right, and I will openly acquiesce to that and say yes, that she was right. And I'm glad we got a lot of winners. And for us, it was so wonderful. You watch our videos, some of the folks we talked to, we got the before and the after.
Yeah, that was so amazing.
Oh my God, the Nicholas Chavez, the Kelly T. We had the before and after. Yeah. Jeff Kober before and after. Like, we were a good team, Tami. We were a good team. Great team. And so hopefully next year, Frank and Amanda will be there with us also. Yes. So my favorite moment, Andy Goins' favorite moment in 2022, Tami Goveia saying shit.
I know. That's why I literally I held my dust, because I was like, did Tami?
We're in prime time, so we're allowed to say.
Oh, that. Okay. So you're like Days of Our Lives now. Okay.
She's streaming. Tami's streaming. No, it's nighttime. We say shit at nighttime. We try not to cuss during daytime. But at nighttime you can say a few words here and there. Standard practices are okay. Practices. I did a show once, a little side note. We were explaining breasts or something, and I said titties 3 times. And I'll never forget the thing it said, James, you've now hit your titty quota. I was like, I've never said it before in my entire life. I got it, and I just switched to breasts. So, breastises. Kenny Clark wants to know, Tami, do you keep in touch with, we brought her up, do you keep in touch? Oh, Rocker, you guys did a great job hosting Soap News Weekly. You guys did a great job.
Yeah, we do keep in touch. She's lovely. I loved working with Chelsea. I loved her lightness, and she was just always such a light to work with. So yeah.
And she was brought to Afro TV by Marissa Serafini, which I did not know that until recently. That Marissa recommended her, and she was brought to you because of Hallmark. We have a Hallmark connection. We're part of the Hallmark world. Oh. So that's how you got to get her from Dish and Days. We're all, it's all Dish and Everything's Dish and Days. We're all connected. Me, Tami, her, Matthew Evan Payne, Mark J. Freeman, Michael Mattis, Justin Harrell, Araceli, whatever her last name is. We're all connected.
You notice I'm pointing to myself too, right?
Well, you said you found us during Bold and Beautiful, though.
Well, no, I mean, y'all talking about Dish and Days. I am the only fan who submitted a video. Thank you. So there you go. So, I just want to put it out there for history. If that ever become a trivia question.
No, you're right, Tony. Tony always laughed about it. You had an acceptance video. That's true. Yes, you had an acceptance video. Oh my God.
I thank Billy Flynn and Greg Vaughn for just being Greg Vaughn.
But yes, we all have Tony Moore Jr. to thank.
Yes.
I mean, literally, I would not be here if it wasn't for Tony starting. And I told you before, if you guys don't know this, Lucretia Lyon actually tried to start a GH show for Tony, and they said no. But then when I came on, Roxy Stryer said, find a cast and put it together.
Yeah.
But shout to Lucretia. Shout to Lucretia also. Yes, my girl.
Yeah. There's
only one. Lucretia Lyon's only one. That's her thing. But she went to them and said, "Do you have any soap shows?" They were like, "Nah." And I guess Tony, because he had been there for a while doing Dance Moms or whatever, invested to do a Days of Our Lives after show. And Tony took their motto and their format and turn it around a little bit. And the bells and whistles are still going today over there. And he's still going almost 8 years strong. Me and Frank, almost 8 years strong. They're still going too for General Hospital. And shout out to Carla Renata, Ladine Harvey, Lucretia Lyon. And if I go for wine, I got a good shout out to oh my God, what's his name? Alexander Rodriguez and our girl Abby Scott and Mama June, and Rachel, and it's a whole. We had a whole department of folks talking soap operas, and I never thought in 100,000 years that I'd be doing this. Trust me, this was not on my plans. When I came home 13 years ago to Los Angeles, this was seriously, the three of us are doing something that was not invented till recently. Think about that for a second. What we're doing right now, this was not invented till recently. This whole podcasting, after shows, that was not invented. That was not invented. There was no social media besides MySpace. There was nothing going on. This is something, I thought I'd be a big time actor possibly. Maybe. I never thought of this. And then you and we get together on Sundays, and that was never in the plans of my life at all, that I'd be known for my soap stuff. Something that I watched as a kid, we all watched, on our leisure, that this would become something. And, Tami created a show that now in different alliterations still lasts. It's still on the air. We're still on the air. So, I didn't expect that at all. Kind of weird. I don't know. So it's kind of funny.
Thank you for carrying the torch and doing it so well. And thank you to, to all the folks who tune in and listen to the podcast and the show. And again, it doesn't happen without the fan base.
Exactly.
No. You may hear us say thank you all the time, but like seriously, you guys make these shows. And what's funny is because we were doing it first. It's fun to watch. We were to watch others now doing it and getting the same pleasure, because you guys are watching other people too live, and I think it's the live thing is just this beautiful thing. It's fun, and you're watching Candace, you're listening to this over here. She has her Twitter Spaces, all these things going on. It's this is a fun thing. The fans always make it. We can talk to ourselves. I can talk to myself for an hour. Won't be any fun, but it's completely because of you guys, because that's what we do, and we love it. And we like doing it. We take there, come back. Life happens, we come back. I tried to leave several times.
Wait, what's a break? What is a break?
Well, we had a break. You just came back, so I had a break for like 3 months.
I need to learn how to do that.
Yes, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
It's okay to have a break.
Nah.
It is. I can't imagine Candace had a break till I'm not talking about soaps. I can do it for a while, trust me. It's fine.
I tried for one day.
Did talk soaps for one day?
Yeah, one day, but something happened. I had to come on Sort of Space and talk about it.
There you go. And now with the whole birth of the audio drama and how that's growing, also me, Candace, and Tam are all involved in that. That's exciting. Audio books and Audible, that's exciting. Streaming's exciting. Folks, your social maybe one day all on streaming services. It just may happen. And, and you can't be, as we say, Mom say, you can't be a Luddite and not just old history, folks, history stuff. Can't be a Luddite and not move forward. You have to kind of bend like a tree, or something.
Reinvent.
I mean, you have to. It's gonna have to, you guys. And I will always continue to follow this stuff as it continues, whatever version it is. Because I support the folks in Daytona. I know how hard they work. The tireless crews, we'll give a shout to them. The tireless crews. I want to give a shout out to the PR people and to the staffing and to the producers. And trust me, they don't want to ruin your shows. They really don't. No. Yes, there's problems. There's some problems. We need some more female people involved. But other than that, I don't think they're trying to ruin your shows. I think just there's some missteps. No one's perfect. We're all human. There's missteps that happen. But I think about when the pandemic hit and no one was working, because trust me, in LA, it was a ghost town for like 6 months.
Yeah.
There was nothing open. There was nothing. No one was working. That's not good. That was not good at all. And I didn't realize, Tami, because you live here too, I didn't realize how much everything was connected to television and production. Like dry cleaners went out of business, and restaurants.
In particular, sure.
Yes, I mean, I had a feeling. Yes, restaurant partially for catering and partially for jobs. But it was like dry cleaners. It was like dress shops. It was like it was like shoes. Like all that went out of business too. Party rentals. I mean, it was just all this stuff. Which is like we're going out of business. They couldn't. There was no business.
Yeah.
Like, wow, jewelry stores. I didn't realize how connected. Which I should know better. We're all connected.
Yeah. It's a domino effect. It's when one gets affected, there's a ripple effect.
Definitely. So I don't know if the pandemic's over yet, but we're still coming out of it on some level.
Well, if traffic is any indication, it's over.
No, seriously, in LA. Yesterday I left a job at 3:10 in the afternoon on Indigenous Peoples Day. Got on the 110 and then cried. Just got on and stopped. And both directions were wall-to-wall cars. Then turned onto the 10 and then stopped. And both directions, wall-to-wall cars. Then you get off the freeway at Arlington. And that's one for me. And it's a one-lane road each direction, cars for days. So yes, it is. You would think this. I remember when the pandemic said it was hard to buy on the road. You can get anywhere 20 minutes.
You can walk in the middle of the street. We did. Because we're never going to get this chance again. Let's just walk it. Let's sit in the middle of the road. You could.
Yeah, I didn't do that, but yes, you could. Yes, you could. You could. Yes, you could. So, but everybody, thank you so much for watching a little 2 anniversary special. You guys that came in tonight, I know some of you guys it's late where you are, so thanks for staying up with us and doing this. I'll be back during daytime as I usually am. And so there won't be a JLJ this morning tomorrow because I'm having breakfast with Flobo, but there will be a daytime today tomorrow. So you have to worry about that. That will happen tomorrow. But I'll be having breakfast with a friend, and then riding the new K line, which is my favorite new thing right now in LA. And we'll be back for that. And JLJ's only back on Thursday morning. So thank you so much. Thanks to Candace. Thanks to Tami. Thank you. Thanks to everybody. We love you guys. Thank you, Sherry, again for the super chat. Thank you so much. Everyone, please take care of yourselves. Enjoy daytime. Support daytime. And when I mean daytime, indie artists, people are putting out, audio dramas, what do you call them? Streaming service shows, YouTube shows, festival shows, whatever. TikTok, all kinds of stuff. Just like support them. People's Facebook reels, whatever. There you go. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta do. And Sherry, thank you for my chocolate and candy. I actually have it over there. I took a picture of it. I'll be posting it later. Aww. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Leopards, thanks for what?
And I was gonna say, and next time we have to find out Tammy's reaction to the threesome.
The threesome
on days.
Cannot wait.
Like Tammy, you're gonna have to do like a live reaction or something because I want to see this.
Yeah, follow her at Tami Goveia on Instagram. It came out. Yeah, it happened this week.
Yeah.
Yes. She's all.
Don't go on social media.
No, I wonder.
No.
I wonder if someone already posted on YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they did because somebody would have already posted it on social media.
Okay.
I think that's the new thing now. I think NBC/people I think they're cracking down on that.
Okay. I'm sure.
That's why we haven't. If you notice, has anybody noticed that we're not getting many spoilers from days now that it's on Peacock? Just saying. Crack it down.
I don't know.
It's the soap cops.
So